Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the closing ceremonies for ETHGlobal Sydney. Hope you had a fun, jam-packed weekend. The next hour is going to be all about telling you what came out of this week. Our goal here is to onboard thousands of developers into the Web3 ecosystem. And this weekend was just that. This is our second in-person hackathon of this year and our first time in Australia. And I can't wait to tell all of you all the amazing things that came out. We had over 350 attendees. 225 of them were hackers from 21 different countries, and 37% of them were developers coming in from Web 2 to Web 3. We had representation from 5 different continents, and of course, all the major regions across New Zealand, Australia, and rest of Asia. And over the last 36 hours, these 49 mentors, the 15 technical mentors, and a lot of our partners spent building amazing projects. So for the next 30 seconds, I'm going to make you clap a lot because I want to make sure that we recognize everybody who made all these things. And then we're going to jump into showing you what came out of this. Now, this is a hackathon. And what makes us different is that our focus is on builders, which means everything here for the next hour is going to be about showing what came out of it instead of just talking about it. You'll see some live demos, you'll see some working code, you'll get to play with these things, and you'll get to appreciate all the cool things happening in Web3. So these 225 hackers spent the last 3 days building so many cool projects. Overall, we got 66 project submissions, so congratulations to all of you, and congratulate yourself for working through the weekend and building something amazing. Give yourselves a massive round of applause. And here comes the clapping. We're going to get you keep going with the clapping. I want to thank all of our amazing judges who spent the last few hours talking to all of them, giving feedback. So thank you, Nelson, Peter, Ashton, Nawaz, Augie, Anthony, Jeff, Will, and Oren. And our 13 incredible partners, Avail, WorldCoin, Chainlink, Mantle, Unlimited Crypto, Base, Nethermind, NounStyle, OpenMesh, Dabble Club, LilyPad, Railgun, and Powerloom, and of course our 8 incredible community partners, Easy Crypto, Ethereum Melbourne, ETH Sydney, FireEyes, Google Cloud, Helix, SmartLayer, and Web3NZ. A lot of these partners are giving away prizes. You'll get to see who won what prizes. But before that, I want to get to talking about all the projects. 66 projects submitted just a few hours ago, their work. And from that, we got 8 finalists. These teams were some of the best teams our judges saw today, and they're going to come on one by one and demo what they built and show you live their submissions. So please join me in congratulating our 8 finalists. We have Relief Link, 0x Poll, Hover Chain, Roman Kyoto, Restake Regions, CK, Cash Coherence, and Ali Buddha Habit Builder. These 8 teams are going to come on, demo what they built, and then we're going to get into all the prizes that all of you have won. But before we go into our very first demo, I want to take a second here to congratulate all the teams that submitted a project. There are so many incredible submissions, ideas, experiments, all up here. Just because you were not one of those 8 teams does not mean you were not good enough, there was something wrong. Our goal with the finalists is to highlight some really cool themes, and anybody who's listed here is worthy of a massive recognition for spending the weekend building something that you were passionate about and doing it with friends and meeting new friends and getting something from an idea to a working thing and to the finish line in just a small amount of time. So please congratulate all of you towards building this and spending the weekend working on something that you yourself are proud of. We really hope that you get to build these projects after today. And if you need any help getting them to the next level, whether it's introduction to one of our judges or any of our partners or anybody else in this ecosystem, don't be afraid to reach out to us or me directly, and I'll be more than happy to make sure that we get to help you with all these things. Now, all these projects are also now available on the showcase on our website, so you can go on ethglobal.com/showcase and see the whole list, browse through these projects, see the demos, see the source code, see screenshots, videos, all these things. We want to make sure everything is also being done in public, so you get to enjoy this thing, especially on the live stream, and see everything that came out. And before we go into the first demo, a massive request from my end. We do this a lot of times every year, and we want to continuously get better because our goal is to make sure that the first Web3 experience someone else has in this space is better than everybody else's. We can always improve things, we can always make things nicer, simpler, easier, more fun, and this is how you get to tell us what can be improved and what you really like, so we continue doing that too. All of you should see a link on your Hacker dashboard to just fill out a quick feedback form. You're just rating a few things out of 10, and that just gives us all the information we need to make the next event better for the next set of people and really kind of encourage a lot more people to come into this space. We do this thing for 10,000 people a year, actually more than 10,000, and if we just have 10 input and iterations to get to the end of the year and make things better slowly, I think by the end of December, where we are, it becomes way more powerful and way more fun and just overall better. So please take 60 seconds, head over to the feedback form on your Hacker dashboard. We really want to make sure that we get all the input from all of you and make the events even better. Also, we're going to be giving out these hoodies at random. So as soon as you finish the feedback form, you get automatically entered to win one of the hoodies. And we'll get 5 of these to some of you in the room. All right, enough talking from me. Please join me in welcoming our first finalist for ETHGlobal Sydney, Relief Time.
I'd like to tell you a little bit about Relief Link. So, what we built this weekend is an innovative service designed to automatically distribute aid immediately following disasters using blockchain technology for efficient and secure operations. It integrates Chainlink oracles for real-time disaster monitoring and automated transactions, ensuring timely assistance to those affected within a specific geographical region. The website onboards users, even those completely new to crypto, via Unlimited Crypto and Third Web's account abstraction, facilitating easy entry with fiat currency options. Personhood is verified using WorldCoin to maintain system integrity and prevent fraud, ensuring that aid is distributed once per verified user. Our disaster data, which you can see a map of down here, comes from PredictHQ's API to track and measure the impact of various floods, wildfires, and earthquakes all across the world. And so the goal here of this demo is I'll show you how we can onboard and sign up, even if we're complete crypto noobs, and register for a policy that will be paid out to us should a major disaster occur within 100 kilometers of our registered location. First step is some pretty basic sign-in, like we're all used to. And of course, we have to give you a Nouns avatar to go with it. After that, we do our World ID confirmation. Which I'm able to do just by pasting the QR code in here and verifying. Over here, we can see we've now successfully verified that we've never logged into this app before. Next step is creating and funding a wallet. And as you can see here, we can use a social app as well. Because we're on a test net, we're just going to use our MetaMask for this. But should we need to, we can also fund that wallet with fiat, thanks to Unlimited Crypto. Next step, we need to search for a residential address. This grabs the lat-long geocoordinates and assigns it to the smart contract as the area that's constantly being monitored and checked to see if a disaster has occurred. Last step. We'll see here, I can sign the contract, and I'm on the base Sepolia testnet. And the transaction has been submitted, and we hope nothing bad happens. Now, we do have a couple other features we built into this website. We are able to use the smart contracts to do a payout. And we do have an API that is live and wrapped simply to provide a basic 0 or 1 should a given address be paid out or not. So our server does the abstraction of all the complicated querying from this quite large model and keeps it nice and simple for the blockchain's gas fees. The other feature that you can see here, it's a little bit hard to see on the screen, it says tap your wearable for assistance. The other feature we wanted to kind of model with this platform was that you could pre-authenticate, say, 1,000 tokens for a relief shelter or people who have been displaced. And when they arrive, they could simply tap that device to their phone and then be funded with some relief aid to buy the things they need, take care of their families. All securely and all verified, again, with World ID. So, and there it is. Thank you very much.
Hey everybody, my name is Jack, and for this hackathon I have built HoverChain. HoverChain is a Chrome extension that enhances the browser experience by providing interactive insights into Ethereum addresses or smart contracts by simply selecting an Ethereum address. I'm not sure about you guys, but I frequently find myself either browsing Twitter and coming across an interesting ENS name, or maybe reading a technical white paper and seeing a Ethereum address or multiple Ethereum addresses just pasted in there. These, in my opinion, are links to a massive amount of data, whether it's transaction history or NFTs or token balances that we're not getting access to in browser. So that's why I built HoverChain. Again, this is a Chrome extension that's available on GitHub. So right now you can just load the extension unpacked. Let's give a quick demo. So on here we have a wallet address that we can go ahead and select. And we have a choice of chains that we can choose from. Let's search for this one on mainnet. So we're greeted with a cool retro nouns UI. And now we have a quick glimpse into this particular Ethereum address. Looks like they hold some interesting NFTs. We can look into the transfers that this wallet has made recently and click through to Etherscan to just get a quick window into what's been happening on this wallet, as well as the token and the token balances. So that's not all that HoverChain can do. It can also dig into smart contracts as well. And I find this particularly useful as a front-end engineer that frequently needs to connect to smart contracts. I'll find an address that maybe I need to figure out what are the read and write methods, and you can do that right from HoverChain. So here we can see this contract is verified by the green check mark. We can see the contract name, as well as both the read and write methods alongside the inputs and the input types. So it's a useful developer tool. It's a useful tool for maybe someone who is coming from Web 2 and is looking for a more familiar experience, like a Chrome extension, rather than diving right into an Etherscan or one of the other great data analytics tools that we have in our ecosystem. HoverChain is just a great way to explore the ecosystem, but from a familiar Chrome extension. So that's the app. Again, the source code is available on GitHub, so you can browse and load the extension unpacked. So you can clone it and load the extension unpacked, and you have access to it right in your toolbar. So that's the project. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you.
Restake, regen. We're going to make ETH carbon neutral. So restake, regen is an eigenlayer AVS, also known as an actively validated service, that allows Ethereum validators to pledge and be held accountable to their commitment to offset a fraction of the Ethereum's network carbon emissions. Protocols like Celo can claim to be carbon neutral because the protocol takes a small cut of every block reward, which goes to a carbon offset fund. And ETH's proof of stake is cool and all, but there's still 1 million validator nodes running across the world, and it releases 2,000 tons of CO2 annually across the network. So in this chart, we can see that the total validators is increasing over time. We've just broken over 1 million validated nodes total. But and the carbon emissions attached to the entire ETH network is kind of is non-linear. And but we can assume that over time, as the network grows, there's going to be more emissions for the network. So Toucan is a really interesting Web3 protocol that allows high-quality carbon credits on-chain, bridged from real-world carbon projects, and they're currently priced at about $160. This was released really recently, like last week on Base. And we can do a bit of quick math with this, and it basically comes to $320,000 US per year to offset the entire Ethereum carbon network, which equates to 2 cents per validator per epoch. So these numbers are negligible, and we propose that an ETH validator could opt into a fraction of the entire network, up to 10,000 validators, for example, to help green the entire network.
All right, so now we know actually how much contributions would be needed to make Ethereum net zero. This is the architecture of the protocol we made to actually enforce that. So it runs on Ethereum L1 and on Base. On the L1, we interact with EigenLayer, by which we can obtain stake or restake and potentially slash misbehavior. So the contracts in green are ones we developed during the hackathon. And so basically what you do, you make your pledge that you're going to offset some fraction of the network by transacting on L1, which we'll demo later. The other component of the protocol is the carbon accounting, which all happens on Base. So we have this funding pool where you have to contribute your carbon tokens, and you get a receipt for doing so. And if you don't make the pledge, if you don't make the contribution that you pledged to do so, this is when the slashing mechanism can come in, and someone can, once an epoch has ended, call out that you didn't make your contribution and then have you slashed back on the L1. So this is kind of a description of the flows of that. The sign-up flow, where you're pledging and also verifying with WorldCoin ID, and the regular contribution flow, where every epoch you have to do what you said you were going to do. Finally, a little more detail on the slashing mechanism, because that's really the core of this protocol. So the receipts are hosted in this funding pool thing. Anyone will make this claim that you didn't do the thing, and then these carbon retirement receipts will be relayed to the AVS that we built in L1. This will check against the requirements for slashing and slash you if you didn't meet them. Yeah, so we were able to make a cross-chain app like this using Chainlink CCIP, which was really awesome to work with. I'm going to skip that slide today, and
yeah, so we have some net zero points to entice participation, and this is basically assigned with a sign-up bonus and a release over time, basically. And in the future, there may be offset airdrops to these stakers.
All right, so I'm going to show off 2 little things as part of our demo. So one of them is this validator dashboard we made. So if you're a validator, you would choose the level of contribution of offset you want to make. So say you want to offset 0.01% of all Ethereum emissions. This gives you a forecast of how much you're going to have to pay every month to not get slashed, basically. So in this might cost you $2 USD per month, and this effectively offsets 100 other validators' emissions. So you get to feel good about that. You can kind of scale this with the chart price and get different estimates for where you are in the kind of emissions thing of the network. So yeah, it's negligible. And I think if you're a validator, you probably should be doing this to offset yourself and 99 others. The last part of the demo is kind of the forms we have for signing to making the pledge. So we'll go through this real quick, but it's probably the least interesting part. But it involves a WorldCoin ID verification, like I'm sure many things today do. And once you have that, you can make a pledge. So you would copy the address of the EigenLayer operator, so the entity that's got the staked ETH that can be slashed. We'll just use me for this. And then pledge your amount, so you can kind of select from this how much you want to be offsetting. And then you make your commitment. And once you've made this commitment, you have to keep making the payments, or else your EigenLayer ETH is at risk. So that's one of the things I wanted to demo. And the other thing is the contribution form, which is we have to switch networks for that to base. You can see the pool currently holds 2 chara because we've been testing with it already. So maybe we'll contribute 1 more. I think I still have enough for that, for my operator. And when we click fulfill, that's fulfilling our requirements for this epoch, and we'll have to keep doing that for all the epochs into the future until we deregister. And I think that's everything I wanted to demo. How long has that been?
Thank you. Yeah, I think we're done.
All right, thanks very much.
Howdy all. What we've got here in cache coherence is account abstraction, specifically EIP 4337. What we've been working on here is an extension on the account abstraction. And what we want to do is to be able to recover your wallet when you inevitably lose your keys by using WorldCoin. And what we're doing here is doing this all on chain. The account abstract wallet is a smart wallet that's going to be on chain, and therefore we're going to need to submit some World ID proofs on chain to verify that your account can be recovered. So first up, what we've got is this little deploy wallet functionality. I'm going to jump straight into our debug contract and show you what it's going to look like. First here, we can create an account using Account Factory. This is how your cloud provider would create a number of wallets for their users and accept. So cloud providers will call this create account, and this owner address is what allows you to do all the signing. And transaction complete, we now have a recoverable account, and on this recoverable account, it implements all of the EIP 4337 functionality.
Slight extension to the 4337 stuff is that we've got it connecting with World ID on a chain that World ID doesn't natively support, with the recovery being sent through Chainlink CCIP.
Yeah, so one of our goals with our account abstraction wallet is that we actually want it to be multi-chain. So we tapped into Chainlink CCIP to do that. So since Chainlink CCIP supports like a ton of networks and they're continuing to support more networks, we're basically just sending through ZK proofs for World ID's own contracts to verify, and then sending the results or confirmation back to the source chain.
Beautiful. And here we have the register World ID. So when you first create your wallet, you're going to want to register it with your World ID, so we have something to recover. As you've seen before, there's this lovely little widget which you can copy. You can then go ahead and paste that into a verifier. Nice, it verifies, we're happily verified, and what this is going to do is submit a register on-chain, and on-chain it's going to register your World ID by verifying it through Chainlink CCIP.
We had some challenges with the testnet World ID contracts, where I think the ETH Sepolia version has some issues, at least when we were using it, with the pairing verification. And so that exact part is commented out in our code, but we can have a little talk through it.
Beautiful. So here, we're assuming you've lost your keys. Don't believe anyone in this room would ever lose their keys because you're all qualified engineers. But assuming you have somehow lost your keys, you'd come hit recover account. You've created yourself a proof. We hit send. It creates a transaction. You can sign this with any address. This is a public getter because obviously you don't have access to your account, so you need to use some sort of EOA. Please. We pull up our transaction, copy our hash over to the CCIP bridge, And now we can see that our recovery account is currently being CCIP'd over to a chain where the world ID verification can occur. Unfortunately, this finality is going to take about 10-15 minutes, so we're not going to have time to stand around and wait for this transaction. But carrying on from where it lays off, it will hit your WorldCoin verifier by the CCIP receive function on the other side. This will decode it. This will talk to your WorldCoin, and then it's going to send a CCIP message back to your account. Your account back on the other side will process it and eventually update the owner address, and you now have a key that can sign account abstraction transactions again.
We have a slightly, slightly more extended version of the World ID authentication, where at least the basic template version is just doing a single proof of identity. What we're wanting to do is save that nullifier hash, save the proof on the contract, but then to be able to make a new proof that uses the same nullifier. So you need to use the same action. So for that, the proof, or the World ID proof, contains a signal message that you can also include along with it. And as part of that, can you change across to the recoverable? Yeah. So the signal message actually contains all the information about who the owner is and does the verification there rather than the nullifier hash.
Beautiful. And that wraps us all up. So if you're a cloud provider and you want a little bit of extension to your EIP 4337 accounts, let us know.
Thanks, Mike.
Hi, I'm Kakume. These are my teammates and new friends, Daniel and Nick. And we created 0xPoll. 0xPoll is a mobile voting application that allows World ID verified citizen voting and allows vote results by legislation on federal parliament bills. So we built this to kind of solve the problem of the fact that there's no real secure way for the two sides of politics to interact. One being that your elected representatives don't really have a concise way to canvass their electorates on how they feel on bills and legislation. And on the other side, obviously, the citizenry don't have a way to show their elected representative how they wish for them to vote in Parliament. And we believe that, given a large enough portion of people using 0xPoll, it could be a good signaling mechanism to guide parliamentarians and the government. So basically, the app itself allows World ID users to sign in, proving that it's one person per vote. It then pulls the legislation from within Parliament and puts it up for people to vote on. And then we then use a semaphore code to group those users within their electorates, but also scrub their identifying details, and then generate a proof so that they can vote on those bills themselves and have those results shown by electorate. In the back end, that's most of what's happening for the users. Obviously, those votes are then are then lodged on the Ethereum blockchain, and we've built out a UI for people to interact with users Next.js, and the web connectivity managed by ConnectKit and WAGMI Core.
Okay, so I'll just go take you on a quick technical demo. So this is the mobile application here. Once you land on there, you would connect with MetaMask in the usual fashion. And then you link with your World ID. So we'll click here. That'll load a QR code, which you would usually scan with your phone. But for the purpose of this, we're going to paste the code into the simulator here and confirm that we want to verify with the orb. That will show that it's verifying at the bottom. And as soon as that is complete, it should pass that information back to the app over here on the other side. Now, this function down here does pass that data to the chain verifier for WorldCoin, but as you heard from some of the other participants, there's a few issues there with the smart contracts on chain at the moment on the testnet. So we'll click through to the bills that we've pulled through from the Australian electoral process. So you select a bill that you're interested in looking at, finding out more details, learn about it. You can go to the official website to read more. And then once you have made your decision about what you'd like to say, you can click on your voting options. So we'll click to vote yes. And if you see here in the console at the bottom, that's generated a public key for the user. And then that is used to generate a proof, a zero-knowledge proof, that we can then submit on-chain. So that's where there's a small hiccup here.
You can blame me. So post-hackathon, I thought it would be a good idea to load test a semaphore contract. Unfortunately, it's left the Merkle tree in a state where the zero-knowledge proofs aren't actually verifying on-chain anymore. But this is what a transaction from earlier looks like. The first couple of fields is what electorate they're from, what are they voting on, and how did they vote. You do not have who voted. There is no public address, there's no identity information. All you have is a proof that they have voted, and you also have a nullifier which proves that which prevents them from voting twice. And that's it. Thank you.
Hi. We've created a project called Roman Kyoto. Roman Kyoto is a multi-asset shielded pool that extends cross-chain. We've worked out a way to create private transfers across chain from one multi-asset shielded pool to another. And what we've done during the hackathon is create the first part of that. Basically, so we have set it up so we can use USDC or wrap BTC on Polygon or Base. And you basically deposit your asset into the Roman Kyoto contract. You then have access to your deposited assets. But your address and your balance is encrypted. You can send it to different users on the chain, and then when you want, you can redeem your assets back to USDC or wrap BTC up to your balance.
Yes, so my name is Ben. I'll be doing the demo today. Unfortunately, this is a hackathon and not a clean front-end-a-thon. We didn't get that memo, so I'll have to walk you through some scripts and some block explorers, but stick with me. So, example use case is, this is my account. I've got 10,000 USDC and 10,000 wrapped Bitcoin. I wish to send someone some USDC, but I don't want them to be able to see that I have 10,000 Bitcoin. So that's where you can leverage the Roman Kyoto protocol. So this deposit script we have here, basically, sorry, one jiffy, it's a little hacky. Actually, that should be fine. So basically, we can connect to the contract, and then as a signer, I can deposit my USDC into the contract. I just need to increment this number here for housekeeping purposes. You don't have to do that. There is a front end, we just didn't finish it in time. Cool, so I just run this script. And this is on Polygon Amoy. Cool. Sorry, I'll walk you through what I'm actually doing. I am sending 69 USDC into the protocol. So this balance here, that will go from 10,000 to 10,000 minus 69. So we should actually see, I'm not connected to the internet. Nope. That's it. Come on. Bear with me, sorry. Oh, cool. Okay. Thank you. Who'd have thought of all the things that go wrong, it'd be the internet. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So. I turned it off, but... That's looking better, maybe. Yeah, too easy.
We're going to debug this live. Let's get ready.
Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. My bad. It's fine. Sorry, mate. Okay. I'm just gonna. Oh, nice. Okay, we're connected to the internet.
Woo!
Thank you, my man.
Yeah.
Okay. So back to the matter at hand. I want to mask some USDC. So I'm depositing 69 with 6 decimal places into the into the protocol, yes. So we should see our transaction went through. Sick. Eventually we'll be able to see that on the block explorer when it decides to index. Cool. So yes, we can see 69 USDC went through. If we look at the call data, we can see all of our proofs and commitments involved with creating this scheme. There's quite a lot of cryptographic nonsense involved, and we did only have 5 minutes before the internet went down, so that's an exercise left for the viewer. But, so next in the process, now that we have deposited it and created this asset in the protocol and encrypted it, is transferring between EOAs within the account. So, in order to do that, I have to go into my transfer script, insert this one here, and basically, I have another EOA in here. Where did I put it? So this receiver, here I am using a private key to generate this. Don't have to do that. IRL, you can just use an EOA. It's just, again, hackathon, hacky, but that's what currently works for our data malleability purposes. So if we submit this transfer, hopefully we see a bunch of green stuff again. and I am transferring that EOA another 11 USDC. So it's looking good. If we get the hash again, head in here. It's indexing, but there won't be any kind of USDC related information here. It's all encrypted, but still on the public network. Cool, that succeeded. And then last is I've put my money into this protocol and transferred USDC around. I should be able to get it out, otherwise it's not the greatest UX. So we have our withdrawal script. So the withdrawal script, again, I have to do some hacky copy pasting to generate some Merkle proofs here, but somewhat trivial. We generate a bunch of proofs and data, and I just want to withdraw, what did I put here? 9. So of my 69, then transferred 11, so I got 58 left. I'll take 9 out of the protocol, meaning I have 49 left in there. So if we just run that script, can we go 3 for 3? Is it going to run first try? Cool, looking good. Indexing. And we should just see a transaction for 9 USDC leaving the Roman Kyoto contract going to my EOA. So, cool, looking good. And back to some what's next. First of all, the proof of not naughty protocol. This is obviously quite a edgy project, maybe not the right word. This same capability that allows us to have private transfers can also allow us to generate proofs that we didn't use a nefarious source for the input of this, if that makes sense. So you can generate the same proofs to be like, I'm not part of an OFAC sanctioned list or anything. I use this protocol because I just wanted to increase my privacy. That's it. So this was originally meant to be cross-chain as well, but then we ran out of time. We do have a front end, but again, ran out of time. And yeah, that's all. Thank you. Cheers.
Hey guys. So yeah, our project is called Zeek. It's an Attack on Titan reference, if for those who know. Yeah, we are so it's the first ZK PayPal on-off ramp. And the reason why we built it, it's a twofold problem. So centralized on-ramps are cool, but like they are very sensitive to regulatory changes, and that can cause a lot of delays. On top of that, there's the centralization privacy concerns that a lot of people face, and also the lack of modular innovation, which deters from centralized or traditional on-ramps to seamlessly integrate with crypto-native dApps, protocols, and applications. The second problem was the underserved market on Telegram. So as you can see, Telegram trading volume with trading bots is 9 billion, and 80% of that is on 80% of that is on Telegram. So, and there's not enough tools and on-ramps to serve that demand at the moment. So yeah, that's why we built Zeek. It's a Telegram mini app, so directly integrated in Telegram, and it uses account abstraction. For us, the main concern was efficiency of order fulfillment, and also having as simple, like pretty much the simplistic UI was the main focus. So yeah, we use account abstraction to generate wallets based on PayPal emails, and yeah, there's gas sponsorship as well. So without signing any transactions, I think a lot of people would be like me. I don't like to keep my MetaMask on my phone, so it's just really easy to use. And the core of our product is our ZK circuits, which basically are used to validate the PayPal payment confirmation. And we've managed to get an average time of 41.2 seconds. So within less than a minute, you'll have your funds on-ramped in a completely decentralized way. Yeah, so with the complete native integration with Telegram, the payment objects have a no chargeback enforcement, so that prevents malicious actors from misusing the platform. So before I get into the product itself, I just want to give a quick overview of how everything is working. So yeah, we are using Merkle DAMGuard verifiers, which is similar to Poseidon hashing for better compression and lightweight constraints on the circuit, which enables faster computation. And yeah, we've got our main RAM contract, which is kind of like an escrow. So that's kind of what the Telegram is interacting with a lot. We also built a relay infrastructure using Kafka. So essentially, there is an event listener on the RAM contract. So whenever a new order gets created, that gets pushed to the queue through the event listener, which acts as the producer. And we're supporting multi-chain, right? So for this, we had base and mantle. So there's different topics within Kafka. And yeah, on the consumer side, it's an LP kind of model. So consumers will commit to orders. And once they commit to orders, using PayPal webhook, they are able to request payment to the on-ramper. And then they get the notification to make the payment. So the user flow is really simple. We'll do a demo now. So this is Telegram. We start the app. Yeah. So what we'll do now is we'll create a new wallet using the PayPal email. And yeah, so no MetaMask required, and it just needs us to verify the email. Takes a second. Got it? Okay, perfect. Each one. Yeah, so now the wallet is connected and created, so we'll use our PayPal email to create an order. And yeah, so basically when the order is created, this goes to the message queue, and essentially, the core component of this is when the payment is completed, the event listener on the consumer side takes that as input for the proof verification. So what we're doing is we are checking for DKIM header signature. So the signature is made up of it's composed from the body of the email. So if there's any tampering with the body or the contents of the email, the verification fails. On top of that, we do regex extraction to retrieve the amount, the to and from, etc., and then match that with the order. So yeah, so after that, basically, we take a Merkle tree hash of both party emails. So on-chain, the privacy is maintained at all times. So once the order is submitted, finding liquidity is basically with the consumer side, right? And once that's done, we'll have a PayPal payment request, essentially. So once we make that PayPal payment, the consumer gets notified. And yeah, it's pretty much for the end user, there's no heavy lifting. The relayer does all the heavy lifting, and consumers, the LPs make fees. So yeah, so it's really, compared to an order book model, this is really simple to use, and you don't have to wait around. So we just, payment received and fulfilling order. Now it's going to generate the proof, and if the proof is valid, it will check with the order details, and if that checks out, then it will release the funds, which had been committed during the commit initially. So yeah, it takes around 30 to 45 seconds We started with like 7 minutes, and we brought it down to less than a minute, which I think was pretty good. One of them was migrating to rapid snark. It made a lot of things much simpler. So, oh yeah, so the order is successful. Sorry, forgot to show that. So 10 USDC is in the wallet. And yeah, this is the final transaction, the complete order transaction. This takes the proof and the order ID, and then does all the verification, and then releases the fund. So yeah, our aim was to create a really simple user experience, yet at the same time leverage the power of decentralization. And this is not constrained by any regulations. And later on, we want to implement reputation systems to hard cap limits, so we can further prevent malicious use. And also additional payment rail support. So it could be a one-stop platform for multiple payment rails. But yeah, that's kind of what we wanted to show. Thank you for your time.
Hi, we're a Alibuda habit builder that encourages commitment to new habits through a unique staking system. There are 3 focuses on our projects. The first one is it's easy to use. Users need to stake to commit to a habit building challenge. We allow users to sign up via Base Smart Wallet and on-ramp via Unlimited to stake and join challenge. It motivates you to commit to the challenge and track your progress by tapping NFC or connect to Strava, a workout tracking app. It's also rewarding. Users who fail to finish the challenge will lose their stake. Half of the stake will be donated to public good orgs, and another half will be distributed to the winners. Now we will walk you through our system structure. For user wallet experience part, we use the Base Smart Wallet to achieve account abstraction with passkey, and using the help from Unlimited to on-ramp from fiat to bootstrap the wallet. After initiating the wallet, we will need a real-world data to prove that the user has finished the challenge for habit building. In the current POC, we either use ARC's NFC chip to prove that a user has checked in at a certain location, or use Strava to prove a user's workout activities. At last, on our app, every time the users finish the quest, they will get a trade from the Now style. And let's dive into the live demo.
All right, so time for the live demo. This is the page when the user will see when they first join us. So the user will start building, and then there will be a connect button. After clicking into it, it will be redirecting to the Base Smart Wallet. So we want to make it as simple as possible to bring people from Web 2 to Web 3, so we can sign in with passkey. And then this will redirect us back to our app. And now people can start with a new challenge. And when you click on it, there's multiple options here. And because this account is a brand new account, there's no balance on it. So we can on-ramp the user with Unlimited. So this will bring you to an Unlimited page. And for demo purposes, we already prepare an account that's already on-ramped and also join a couple of challenges that we can use. So you can see this user has 3 challenges. And let's go through the demo of checking with the ARX chip first. So ARX chip is a chip that has a private key and public key in place at the time of manufacture. And for this challenge, we are going to prove that we co-work with cool staffs at Sydney. So how we do the check-in is we tap on our app, and then we put the chip. Oh, sometimes it's need. Okay, it's sent. So after it's sent, a message is sent, is signed, and then this message will be sent to our smart contract to be verified. So now we are sending a transaction to our smart contract. Confirm, sign with passkey. Okay, so now you see we collect another nonce stamp, meaning you already checked in for today. So let's walk through another track when you can check in with your Strava app. So this one is for your fitness goals. So you can connect Strava, and then you authorize it. And when you authorize it, we will get the authorization token, and then we will further ask for some data to prove that you already meet the criteria. So you click on the one you want to prove and use it to do the check-in. So now sending a transaction to our smart contract. So this is a message is signed with our website's private key to prove that we are already verified your records. So sign. Oh, okay. And I'm not sure if, okay, it's coming up. So you are signed in, you are checked in now. And this is the flow for check-in. And after the user collect the challenge criteria, it will be bring you to a claiming page when you can claim back off the stake, and also some prizes that you win from those who didn't complete the challenge.
Okay, so after that, there are some future enhancements we think is worth doing. The first one is increasing the incentive and capital efficiency by investing idle assets into protocol like Pendle. And AA enables a lot more than gas sponsorship. One of the most exciting improvements is to add session key to the smart wallet, so we can initiate some transactions without passkey, minimizing actions needed by users without sacrificing the security. So, and this is the QR code that you can scan and join the challenge yourself. And the NFC here is here, so you can find the cool dev here to scan it and complete the challenge. That's all. Thank you.
All right, that was our 8th and last finalist demo that went live on stage. I want to have all of you congratulate all of our 8 finalists again, so please join me in thanking Relief Link, 0xPol, Hovers Chain, Roman, Kyoto, Restake, Regen, Ziki, Cash Coherence, and Ali Buddha Habit Builder. Okay. You ready for this part? Anybody still awake? There we go. Okay. Well, there's a lot of money being given away. So, who's excited? Okay. No, that's not energetic enough. Who wants to win some prizes? There we go. All right, let's get right into it. First up is Avail. Real World AG Assets and Gohan Layer are the 2 teams winning the best project on Avail GA, and you get $1,000 each. Congratulations. Then we have WorldCoin. Freema is the best use of World ID, taking home $4,000. Cash Coherence is the second place $3,000 winner, and Fit with Friends is the third place $2,000 winner for the best use of World ID. Give Me My Bloody Money is getting some bloody money for an honorable mention of $1,000, and RiskCamp is the most creative use case on WorldCoin for $2,500. Congrats. Are any of you in the room? Where's the excitement? There we go. Come on. You just won a lot of prize. I hope you're the Give Me My Bloody Money team. Then we have the best use of public goods case, so thank you. Free the 8 and Relief Link are the 2 teams winning $12.50 each for best public goods, and 0xPol is the best governance app on WorldCoin, taking home $2,500. Come on, shout if you're one of these teams. And last but not least, these 21 teams are going to be splitting the pool prize, so you all get 119.05 USD each. Congratulations to ChargeMate. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to say all of them. All right. Next up is Chainlink. Crosslink and Opinion Swap are the 2 teams winning the best use of Chainlink CCIP, and you get $2,500 each. Then Connect, Rebalancer, and Fit with Friends are the 3 teams winning the best Connect with Chainlink integration, and you're going to be splitting $5,000 equally. Congratulations. Next up is Mantle. Pottery is the best DeFi project, taking home $2,500. And Connect and ZK Flex are the two teams that are going to be winning $1,250 each for the best NFT gaming or social category. And ZK is the best infra and tooling project. I feel like I've been messing this name a lot, so I apologize, and I will eventually get this right. And Hoverchain is the best UX project for $2,500 on Mantle. Congratulations. Next up is Unlimit. Slick CI, Weather Better, Ali Buddha Habit Builder, and Opinion Swap are the best use of Unlimited. You're going to be taking home $2,500 each. $10,000 split equally. On to Base. Ali Buddha Habit Builder is the best on-chain product on Base for $1,500. 0x Poll takes in second place for $1,000, and ZK Flex is the third place $500 winner. Congratulations. And Cash Coherence is the best use of account abstraction, taking on $1,500, and Vanderland is the second place $500 winner. Next up, we have Nethermind. Learner Idle Mining is the best AI integration for Nethermind, and you're going to be receiving $2,000. Zeke, Seki, ZK, help me out here. Okay, you're the most innovative ZK project for $2,000, so congratulations. And Gohan Layer is the best data availability project for $1,000. Next up, NounsDAO. Hoverchain is the best Nounish public goods project winner. Giving My Bloody Money is getting a lot more money for $1,500 second place. And Ali Buddha Habit Builder is the third place $1,000 recipient. Next up, OpenMesh. Slick CI is winning the contribution award for $1,000, so congratulations to Slick CI. On to Dabble Club. Rowan Kyoto is the best MVP on Polygon Cardona for $1,250 first place. Fiat X is the second place $750 winner. And ZK Energy Crowdfund is the third place $500 recipient. Next up, for the best zero knowledge category, ZK Flex, Zeke, and 0x Poll. You're going to be taking on $1,250, $750, and $500 each. And last but not least, we have Lilypad. Learner Idle Mining is the best use of Lilypad, taking home $900, and Slick CI is the second place $700 recipient. Congratulations to both of these teams. All of these prizes are now available on our showcase, which means you can just go on your own project page and see all the collective prizes you won and the amounts, and they'll also be on your Hacker dashboards. Now, a couple notes there before we actually move on to the next few things. Everything that we just announced is tentative and not final, which means we only have a short amount of time to make sure everything was correct and on time. And what we really want to make sure is that everybody followed the rules. So we'll still be verifying everybody's code bases, making sure nobody cheated or worked on a project from before. And only then you'll get the prizes, which means that if somebody ends up getting disqualified, some of these amounts may change or some of the categories may change. And that happens over the next 2 weeks. So you will be notified by the 17th over email with the final amount and the final prize listings and the next steps. So stay patient for 10 more days, and then we'll send an email, and then we'll confirm, and they'll be delivered by the 17th. Now, before we wrap things up, I want to say some thank yous, and this is the part where I'll take a 5-second breather so you can conserve all of your energy, because that was not a good clapping session. So we're gonna try to do better here, and make sure we thank everybody who made this event possible. So there's a lot of people that help put an event at this scale behind the scenes, and we want to make sure we recognize everybody for making this community better and making sure that you have a great experience. I want to start off with, you ready? With all of you hackers for spending this entire weekend with us. There we go. There's the energy. Thank you so much for being here. I want to thank all of our judges for taking the time to talk to all the teams. So many mentors and volunteers for making sure everything happens as smooth as possible. All of our speakers who did amazing workshops and talks. All these incredible partners who were there the entire weekend, making sure you get the help you need. And a special thank you to everybody as part of this venue and all the amazing vendors we work with to make sure you have the best experience, from food to AV to everything in this building. And last but not least, a massive shout out to the rest of the ETHGlobal team: Alex, Delbert, Sophia, Calvin, Maggie, Nuno, Fred, Rory, Huichi, Anna, Moaz, Emily, Andrew, Jacob, and Liam. All of these people did so much work behind the scenes for the last few months to give you this best experience, and I hope that you thank them if you meet anybody after this. So we talked about the prizes, we talked about the finalists, and there's a lot of cool projects that came out of it. Now, raise your hands if you won a prize. 1? No, that doesn't sound right. 2, 3, 4, come on. Raise your hands if you can hear me and you're awake. Okay, all right. Now put your hands down if you won a prize from the people who raised. Okay. Raise your hands if you didn't win a prize. And we're actually hacking. You were not hacking, Patricio, come on. I want to see some, okay, don't worry. Well, we want to make sure that these events are a place for you to try different things and really see the best of what's possible in Web3. And we're going to do something special here, and that is anybody who attended, whether you won a prize or not, if you submitted a project, if you go ahead and go to ethglobal.com/packs and mint this hacker pack, you will be receiving an amazing ENS domain name for free. Thanks to our partnership with the Public Goods Working Group and the Ecosystem Working Group and ENS Labs, anybody who mints a hacker pack, it's all on chain and was here at this event will automatically, next week, will be able to redeem or renew an existing ENS name. And we want to make sure that you all get to play with Web3. And if those of you who don't have an ENS name, this is your awesome chance to set it up and be proud of it and talk to everybody about the cool things happening in the space. So just head over to ethglobal.com/packs and mint the hacker pack, which lets you claim this and a bunch of other things, including other tickets to other conferences on your own. Now, 8 teams presented what they built, and we call them our finalists. And if this is your first ever ETHGlobal hackathon, I want to talk about something that we do different. Our goal here is to tell people to be excited about building in Web3 and really showcase what's happening at the edge, which means trying cool experiments, coming with really crazy ideas, getting them to a state where we can show off, and then spending more time after to make them really well done and make them usable for everybody else in a hope to get more people into this space. And as a result, there is no first, second, third for any of our events. We call them our finalists because officially all 8 of these teams came in first, and some of these names were already kind of listed as they won a bunch of prizes, but as part of being a finalist, in addition to anything else they have won, we want to give them something special as ETHGlobal. And that is 500 USDCT per team member for being one of these amazing teams. But that's not all. What we're also doing is introducing a pack for all of the finalists. This automatically is only redeemable on-chain for any of these teams that came on, and that is the ETHGlobal Sydney Finalist Pack. And that means, in addition to everything else that you won, and those 500 USDC per member, you get the following: a limited edition hoodie for every member on your team. We're going to increase your limits to the faucet by 10x, so you never have to worry about any testnet tokens, and we're constantly adding more chains. You get a free ticket to Pragma San Francisco. That's happening later this year. A custom Ledger Nano S Developer Edition that'll be physically given to you here. And a $500 flight reimbursement to any of our events this year, which means you get to come to any of the upcoming 4 in-person hackathons, whether it's in Brussels, Singapore, San Francisco, or Bangkok. So congratulations to all the finalist teams. You did an amazing job here, and you get to benefit off of making this space even better. So before I close everything off, I want to talk about what we're doing next, and this wouldn't be an ETHGlobal event without telling you what the next events are. So next up in our roster are the 4 upcoming in-person hackathons. Our next event in person is going to be in Brussels from July 12th to 14th. That's right next to, in the same week as ETHCC. Then we're going to be doing Singapore from September 20th to 22nd, in addition to all the other events happening that week in Singapore. Then one of our main events of the year is going to be in San Francisco from October 18th to the 20th. And our last in-person event is going to be in Bangkok in tandem with DevCon, and that's going to be in November from 15th to the 17th. So we hope to see you there in a lot of those events. And for those of you who may not be in a position to travel, don't worry, we make sure that we have a lot more opportunities for you to learn about what's happening in this space, and we will still be doing all of our async hackathons this year. And the 3 that I want to highlight are Hackafest, which starts in 2 weeks, which is all about decentralized storage and file systems. That's going to be happening for these 3 weeks from May 15th to June 7th online. Then we have a dedicated event with the StarkNet ecosystem called StarkHack. You get to see what's hacking in the world of ZK and building interesting scaling applications that leverage ZK. And our biggest async event, ETH Online, will be taking place on the 23rd of August to September 13th. And this is about everything that's happening in this space. It's going to be filled with a lot of talks and themes on all the things that you need to know about happening in crypto. So that's the rest of the year for us, and a few more events that we're going to announce soon. All these are live on ETHGlobal.com, so if you're interested in signing up to any of these, just head over to the website, press the apply button, and we get to meet you again somewhere else in the world. So that concludes everything from ETH Global Sydney. I want to thank all of you for joining us this entire week and this weekend. Next up is the after party, which is happening on the other side with the lounge. So I want to thank all of you, and thank you to Railgun for sponsoring this event, the after party, and we'll see you